Hi, I'm Ms. Streetman, and I'm going to be sharing with you the Nearpod that I created to use with my students on gravity and inertia. So the first slide that I created, and I am in teacher view, is a question that says, what are the two factors that keep the planet orbiting around the sun or the moon orbiting around a planet? And I do have a timer here that counts down for them. So I would start the activity, and I love how it counts down 3, 2, 1 for the students, and then they know it's time to go, and they begin typing in their answers. Now, as they type in their answers, I'll be able to see here what the students are putting in. It also has their name, so it's great for me to be able to do a quick formative assessment. The next slide, I incorporate a video on gravity. You can do this device only, where I share the actual my screen, or I can do it on all devices. If I do it on all devices, then students can actually just click on theirs to watch. The next slide, I incorporated a collaboration board. And this is prompt is asking me, do I want to approve student comments before they are posted? And I'm going to say yes. And as students begin typing their answers in here, they simply click on post, and it basically, I will see a post-it notes on my wall. I will see the name of who submitted what, and also just kind of do a quick formative on my part and see if there are any misconceptions that I need to clear up. So here I'm asking them to describe gravity. So yes, they can give me a definition, but I also want them to maybe tell me what that might look like as it relates to the solar system and that kind of thing. The next slide, I have a video just on inertia. Inertia is one of those things that is a force that they're not familiar with, and so it's good to have some things that they can relate to as far as explaining. The next activity that I have is I'm having them match vocabulary words with the definition, and when I start the activity, then they will begin. Notice again, I have my timer. One thing that I have an option to over here is changing to student view. And so I can actually see what the students what they're looking at, what they look like. It actually shows the clock there. I can also open the student view in a separate window. So that kind of tells me what they're looking at, and so on. The next one is a game that basically is how I'm going to close the lesson out, and it's a non-graded formative assessment. And this is asking questions. I'm getting them ready to take a graded formative quiz in the next 2 or 3 days, and so it will be something that I will use to look at and see again if there's some people who need some further clarification. So you can see, I'm going to turn the sound off for this video, but there's different themes that you can use. You can do underwater, you can do space, and since we're talking about gravity and inertia, I will use that. And then I can click continue. And then for this purpose, I'm waiting on some people to join. And so I'm going to switch to student view. And then what the student view shows is kind of neat because it shows the different characters that you can choose. And so I'm going to choose a character and then go from there. And then I'm going to say start. And so it's saying it's waiting on other players to join, but I can actually, if I go back to the teacher view, I can go ahead and start it. So I'm going to click start, and it begins. So I have 7 questions, and it tells me who's the leader, how many points each of them have. Here's the first question. It does have a timer, and I think it's really, really good for them to see and for me to collect the data once again.